Buenas tardes, Guillermo Jacoby, presidente fundador de Ostuma Farms. Me acompaña mi hijo, Guillermo Jacoby, que me acabas de decir que está igualito, dice.
And the other Guillermo Jacoby, who's just the same, and my son, Edgar. I don't have him with us here, but he's in a picture. Both my sons work with him. We are a family of small entrepreneurs. My wife has a small chain of beauty parlors, 3, and my daughter is an editor of this magazine called Estilo y Moda, and we, the men, work then on the production of coffee. So we are a family of small and medium entrepreneurs. Let us take a look where we are at. Our business was, in reality, it was founded about 12 years ago, but our family have been vegetable growers for 100 years. We have been farmers then throughout the past century and all of this century. We are in Matagalpa, in the middle of Nicaragua, literally at 1,450 meters of height, roughly 4,800 feet, average 18 degrees temperature, which is ideal for vegetable growing. We are in the middle of a national reserve called El Arenal, and we declared our farm a private reserve in 1998 because we wanted to stop the advance of the agricultural frontier. What do we produce? We produce gourmet quality vegetables, and here you have a significant range of the vegetables, zucchini, tomatoes, leek, Brussels sprouts, radishes, and so you can see there any number of products, cauliflower, and so on. Is this different? Yes, the Nicaraguan, we're not good at this. Look, this is what Nicaraguans eat. There you have it. Tomatoes, carrots, and cabbage. What do we produce? Something very different. A range that is very different and much wider, and that is what we call gourmet. And so supermarkets, restaurants, La Colonia is, of course, our biggest, which is a supermarket chain in Nicaragua. And as you can see some restaurants and hotels. However, how do we produce? And here I want to point out a problem that was already mentioned by our friends from Bamboo. Look at the forest cover in Nicaragua in 1940, really for all of Central America. Look at where we're at in 1993, practically without forest. And this is just absolutely a shocking picture. In 1950, there were 9.4 hectares per inhabitant in Nicaragua. In 2010, we have 0.2 hectares per inhabitant. Why? Because we have no more forest, because what we're doing is unsustainable agriculture. This was a productive zone 10, 12 years ago, and now it's sheer rock, and all you can grow there practically is weed, grass for pasture. So what have we advanced in? In sustainable agriculture, and that makes a huge difference. These are current photographs of what we are producing, protecting the environment. Here you can see what our vision is and where we are headed towards. We are in sustainable agriculture, but we want to go to more technified agriculture with a better cold chain to provide added value and produce fresh produce, and our vision is to export. This graph defines our vision. What is our business model? ecologically friendly land use, sustainable growing areas, high productivity, a wide range of products, vertical integration, and delivery of services throughout the year. We make 150 deliveries per year, so 3 times a week we're out there delivering throughout the year in a sustainable manner, or productive techniques make it so that we produce 40 to 50 metric tons per manzana. One manzana is 0.7 of a hectare, and that's considerable. That's quite a bit. And this has to do with the rotation and use we give the soil. Now, I would like to show you how we are reinventing Ostuma Farms. This are the value curves of the competition, what you see here. Just yesterday, Alberto was showing us a value curve technique, and we're doing practically the same thing. The competition is not very good at all, really, when it comes to protecting the environment. They're very poor at it, nor do they cultivate the land in an ecologically friendly manner. How have we differentiated ourselves from them? This is the Ostuma value. Let us compare today. Let us compare to the competition. We improved the sustainable part, but we have the same risk because of the environment. We dropped the use of pesticides. We went down in the use of water. But look, we're all small producers, same size, 5, 7, 10 manzanas, because there are no big producers in Nicaragua at all in the vegetable growing sector. So how do we differentiate ourselves? Because we protect the land and grow in an ecologically friendly manner. However, the market dictates the price. Now, we're now reinventing Ostuma Farms, and this is via investment. That is, we're trying to diminish risk, use of pesticides, use of water, and increase the friendly use of the environment. But we're also inventing a new company within the same concept. Why? Because we're going to have fertigation. We're going to grow our plants under roof. Mostly compared to the industry then, and the others, you can see we have a better value curve. That is going to be the difference. We are going to increase the productive area. We're going to eliminate deforesting and the growth of the agricultural frontier. We're going to increase our productive area. And we are going to be part of the investment also in the packaging machinery. What are we going to invest in? In nurseries, as I say, we're going to produce under roof. That will diminish risk. I was talking to a Guatemalan entrepreneur. He came here and said, I have 500 hectares where I produce vegetables. And when he said, you know, we're so small here in Nicaragua, when I heard that, I said, my God, 500, yes. And he said, under roof. He has $200 million invested in a nursery. And he works in Guatemala and in Mexico. And she knows the value of growing her plants under a roof. Of course, the cold chain, very important. We want to add value to our product through packaging equipment, more productive area, and working capital to be able to use these machines and the new land we've bought. Where's the opportunity in Nicaragua? And let us just concentrate here in the growth of tourism, 10% per annum. This was mentioned here today. These are official government figures. And people who tourists know how to eat well. The gourmet market, of course, grows as tourism grows. And these are government figures from 2007 to 2010, 3 million 5,750 tourists came, so basically 3 million tourists generating $1 billion for 5.2% of Nicaraguan GNP. Official figures. So we differentiate ourselves from competition. We want to grow with this investment something like 50% per year. If you look at this, the market is growing. We think maybe 5% per year, and in terms of gourmet vegetable, we want to grow 50%. However, there are some things that are a bit disruptive here. It's not on this graph, but right now we are negotiating with a chain of hotels. I can't mention the name right now, but with a tourist hotel chain. But were we to achieve that contract, and well, we're negotiating it, and we hope to close the deal in August, but that company alone buys $400,000 per year, one hotel chain. Were we to land that contract, that number right there could double in less than a year. And that's the type of opportunity we're seeing in Nicaragua. This is, as the market stands today. But if we find these opportunities and use them, it could really be very significant. These have been our sales. This is updated 2011 is sales for this year. Despite the losses that we had due to the hailstorm a month ago. But we think that with additional investment, we can grow more than 50% per year, or at least stay at 50% sustainably over the years. We did a very simple financial investment. We're asking for $300,000. That's what we need. We put a high discount rate of 25%. 7 years maybe a useful life, because we want the person who accompanies is 7 years. It's not a 2 or 3 year deal. That's not how agriculture works. We need an investor who would accompany us for at least 7 years. The internal return, the internal rate of return at about 43%, the net present value of almost $200,000 paid in the 3rd year of the investment. What are we looking for? Capital plus debt with a leveraged buyout after 7 years. However, we are not looking only at the triple bottom line in terms of our payoff. That's the economic part, our profits. We also look at the social and environmental aspect to improve the quality of life. We are the only company in the north of Nicaragua. We're the only company. We give jobs to the community rather, all year round. We do other things. We've built an agricultural training center. There are 28 producers of those who were until very recently part of the agricultural frontier. We're teaching them sustainable agriculture so that within 10 years I can still have my land, because it doesn't matter if I show them everything I know. I teach them because we all know and we can all protect the hills and the forests. And just in fact, this coming Saturday, 1 week from this coming Saturday, they will all get a degree in sustainable agriculture. We have built access roads. We have built 300 homes 10 years ago. There were problems, genetic, due to strabism, because of interbreeding in the families and so on. And today, 10, 12 years later, we see that strabism has diminished, because in these communities to which nobody ever came, and therefore, like I say, there was all this interbreeding on families. Now there is access, and we are now protecting the water. No, and to conclude, this some of the prizes we have won. This is Pioneers of Prosperity, one of the 10 winning companies in Central America. Next. This way. the 7 Group, the John Templeton Foundation, and IDB, we got this prize, and also a free prize for Entrepreneur of the Year.
The incremental value that's produced by each one of those 4 capital investments that you're making.
Incremental?
Value in terms of how that's going to be benefiting your bottom line, what that does to your product in terms of pricing.
If we produce under a roof in a greenhouse, our production or our productivity increases from 60% to 90%. That means that we can produce more using less land. Just right there, we see a big increment in our productivity. But not only that, our quality will increase because it's on the roof. Therefore, if we have a unit of product, let's say a unit that usually weighs, let's say, a quarter of a pound, because it is produced under the greenhouse, it will probably weigh twice that. That means that the quality will increase. Now, with the cold chain, one of the things, for example, this big hotel chain that I was talking about, certainly they need that from the farm, this directly to go in a cold chain to their site. That means that will open new markets because all San Juan del Sur is developing. The region of Tol, there's a lot of development. There's new markets. That will increase the cold chain. Then, what about the value added? Well, we see this trend in packaging. Probably you're tired, you come home, you don't want to do your salad. Well, you cut it off, and then you have a ready salad made by Ostuma Farms. And it's going to be really good and tasty. But we also open another market. There's an industrial market. There are restaurant chains that they use, for example, for their salads, that you can sell them, and we have talked to them, packed 5 pounds or 10 pounds lettuce bags, for example. And what you do is that you just drop them, like McDonald's does with their French fries, just like that. And of course, land, well, we want to keep on growing. And right now, prices in land in Nicaragua are still the lowest in Central America. We need to make sure that we have the land so we can grow. But we need to make sure that we still use the current land prices and value. Because as soon as other investors start coming to Nicaragua, they will buy out Nicaragua. We want to make sure that we will have our growth strategy by securing the land.
Guillermo, me llamó la atención que tiene eso un potencial contrato de $400,000 al año. Eso significa duplicar la venta, si entiendo bien. ¿Cómo puede hacer eso en corto plazo?
You do that with great care and lots of planning. For example, right now, I'm negotiating a factoring with a bank in such a way that the working capital, incrementally speaking, is so large that I'm going to invoice and the next day have the money in my hand, and like that I will be able to diminish my working capital because I can use these instruments that the bank provides. But the idea is to do this without these investments. Well, I don't know, 400,000 a year I will do however I have to, with or without investor. I mean, I can't lose. I can't lose this deal, so something will come out of this. Now, if the investors want to help me accompany me, that's better. Better yet. Then we'll grow together.
I'm just interested in the greenhouse aspect of it. I've looked at a few projects where it's yielded some great results, and also studied a number of them where yields have been very disappointing. And I was just curious if you've identified the supplier and you have consultant that would be helping out with this process too.
Your question is a very interesting one. There is a project here in Nicaragua. They did 10 hectares of greenhouses, computerized, sophisticated. The business looked great. You know who made the money? The Israelis that sold the greenhouse. Those were the ones that made the money. Because the investment is so large, $500,000 per hectare. That's ridiculously high. What I'm going to do, and it's my design, my experience after many years, I'm going to do a hectare for $50,000. I will not have 100% of the productivity. Well, I will have 80, but with only a tenth of the investment. And that's definitely a big difference. And I mean, I have done it. I do have a design. It has worked. I know it works, but I need the capital I need the money to build the greenhouses in a very different way. I will not make the mistake of going fully computerized on the whole thing. I mean, that's simply too expensive.